One of the most frequent questions that I get asked, especially during this time of the year, always revolves around marketing. And so in today's podcast episode, I'm going to share a new fun strategy, one that I just implemented last week, and I cannot wait to share it. It has something to do with you enjoying your summer, having some fun, while also collaborating with people in your community. And it has something to do with a spotlight. Let's get into it.
Welcome, teacher, to the Let Your Light Shine podcast. If you're searching for the freedom and permission to design the life you love as a teacher, you're in the right place. I'm on a mission to help teachers just like you build their own dream school or homeschooling business. In this present day, the world needs you, teacher friend, to step out in faith and give students an education they love and so deserve. In this podcast, I will teach you how to start a fulfilling and profitable homeschooling business that lights you up. I'm Mackenzie Oliver, former elementary teacher and instructional coach, gone homeschool teacher and business builder. I'm here to empower you to step outside the classroom and choose the experiences, the curriculum, and all the moments that put a smile on your face and your students. Does it seem like a dream? Well, it did to me, until God opened the doors and made it reality. Together, we are breaking through fears and moving the crowd. So get out your notebook, sharpen your pencil. It's time to get your teach on.
Well, I'll be golly, Miss Molly. We have another podcast review, and I am so thankful for Sooner Gal Pal. Thank you so much. She says this is the perfect place. Mackenzie offers clear and concise steps that any educator can follow to develop their own personalized micro school. This podcast is a perfect mix of instruction, tips, Q&A, and group therapy that also addresses the very important emotional journey that goes along with such a big process in changing our lives, our mindset, and taking that step of bravery and believing in yourself. It's the perfect place to start and grow your education entrepreneurship, as Mackenzie is there right by your side the entire way, walking you through the process. Oh, that was so precious, honey. Thank you so much, Sooner Gal Pal, for that review. And she's so right. The emotional journey. Hello, friends. Can we get an amen? Emotional journey. This is not a podcast that's just going to give you all of the business, A, B, and C. This is the podcast talking to people like you and myself, going through the hills, the valleys, the wins, the losses, the struggles, the juggles, the victories, the overcoming. Come on. We're here for it all. We cannot have just the business part and not have anything to do with the emotions, the mindset, the bravery, all of that we have to take in. So Sooner Gal Pal, thank you so much for blessing me. Thank you for your podcast review. You are absolutely precious for taking the time to do that. Those of you who leave a review, it blesses us immensely. I love reading them over the podcast, and I just cherish them. I really do cherish them, and it allows other people to see through your expression what it is that they can be gleaning from this podcast as well, so that they can take harness and continue to be a trailblazer in this industry as well. Okay. I'm going to share with you a fun way to get out into the community that takes the pressure off, because I know what it feels like. I talk to people when I'm coaching them about different ways to get into the community, and this one is very, very big. My husband, he was in insurance sales for a long time. He had a painting business. He still does on the side. He also he started a painting business for a big roofing company, and they taught him a lot about marketing and referral programs, and it has been a blessing on our businesses as well. And my husband suggested, whenever I was telling him, gosh, I need to get out into the community, but I had been spending so much time hiring and interviewing teachers and pre-qualifying teachers to see if they could get the interview, because that's a whole nother topic, an area that I have literally never went down myself, because I've always hired those who I knew, except for last year, my assistant, Miss Korea. She was just literally a godsend. She actually lived right down the street and didn't even know it, applied for the position. We met and she was good to go. She was incredible. And this year, She'll be staying with us, but I had to hire 2 certified teachers. So that was a lot of my time being taken up, along with parents that I was following up with, and just mom life, right? Mom life. So I said, honey, I really need to get out into the community. And I said, I need to go to these daycares and preschools, and I need to go to other local businesses. I said, but I need a new spin. I need a new take on what to do. And he's like, hey, how about we have a referral program, which we do. And he said, but let's go at it in a different way. He said, how about we do, and he learned this through a business coach that he had hired. He said, let's do a community spotlight. And I said, okay, let's talk about what that could look like. And he said, and this is what I am suggesting to you. I'll give you the scenario. I took his advice and I implemented it literally the next day. Okay? Here's what happened. I scheduled a pottery session for my girls to make pottery at this cute shop about 20 minutes away. When I got there, the lady who owned the shop was a previous Montessori teacher who had also started her own Montessori school, but it closed during COVID. And her and I got to talking. We were there for about 2 hours, really got to know the lady. And I remembered what my husband said. He's like, let's not just go to give them our brochures and promote our business. Let's have a partnership with them. So my husband and I brainstormed so many different ways that we could partner with other local businesses, ways that I could present myself. And I did not even fully go through the plan that my husband and I came up with. I'm implementing that this week. However, this was just a super small portion of what my husband and I came with when it came to marketing to our community. And that was when you go to like your local places, dance camps or preschools, daycares, wherever you go with your kids. Okay, let's say you're out with your children and you guys stop by somewhere and it's another local small business. Well, this is an opportunity for you to say, you know, I love what you're doing. I think it's really incredible. And this is what I said to the lady. I said, I would love to promote Stroke of Art on my Facebook page, my school's Facebook page. I think you would be an incredible asset to the homeschool community and to just all families in general. So do you mind when I come back, because I don't want to put you on the spot, do you mind when I come back to pick up my daughter's pottery, do you care if I do an interview on you? And I would love to feature you on my Facebook page. We can either do a live video or I could just take your picture and I could talk about you and promote you to my followers in my homeschool community. She's like, oh my gosh, I would so appreciate that. You know, we just started up. Thank you so much for doing this. And then, of course, we talked about other ways that we could partner through the year. And it just was so much more authentic rather than being transactional. You know, like, here's my brochures. I started a school. Thanks so much. I hope you don't mind sharing with other people. Because a lot of times, here's what they're going to do. They're going to think, well, what's in it for me? And so I just approached it with her in that scenario. I said, I'd love to promote you. If you don't mind, could I come back next week, feature you on my Facebook page, live video or picture? It's up to you. Let me know. Whatever works. And she's like, oh my gosh, I would be so appreciative. I didn't even leave my brochure with her, although I had it. Now you can if you want to. Now my plan is when I go back to pick up my daughter's pottery, I'm going to interview her in a way that she would like. I can either take her picture, take some pictures of her art studio, and I can also take a live video, like I said. Now, from that point, I can tell her, listen, I'm going to promote you on my social media. Thank you so much throughout the year. This is how I'd like to partner with you. And I've, again, come up with a whole list of ways that we can help one another. Now, this is the next part. When I go back and I do the community spotlight on her business, I'm going to give her some brochures and say, listen, I would so appreciate it. I know that you're having these art camps going on. I know that you have so many foot traffic come through. You are a teacher yourself. You've had your own school. If you do not mind, please think of us if you see families that would be interested in our program. I'm going to leave you with some brochures. And by the way, I would love to give you a cash gift as a thank you for anyone who you refer to our program. And now that cash amount can be as much as you want it to be. As much as you want it to be. It depends on where you live. It depends on your cost of living. It depends on how much is in your budget. All of that plays into account. But I will say this. My husband made a good point because I'm like, I don't know how much I should, we're always probably, a lot of us, going to start in fear and go $100. And my husband's like, I'm sorry, honey, but that's not a motivator. That's not a motivator for me to hand out someone's brochure and to just talk about how lovely you were as a person and how lovely your school sounds and how incredible of an opportunity this would be. He said, that's not a big enough motivator for someone to take a couple minutes and share your story. They are a small business. They've got their own things to do. It needs to be more. Now, again, you can come up with that number yourself. I coach my clients on how to go through this, but I think it is a really great way for you to not only thank them monetarily to bless their business, but let's just say you give them $250 and they refer a child to your school who then comes back for the next 5 years and does camps. Their family could be potentially investing over $50,000 with you on the long haul because that one person stepped out and talked about your business and referred you, and you spent, let's just say, $250, and yet you have a student for the next 5 years and could profit over $50,000. Would it be worth it to you? I'd say yes. So we, meaning me as well, have to think in terms like that. We are investing into our business, and to thank another small business owner monetarily is a huge blessing, and they really will take it into account, coming and not just passing out your brochures, but also instead of just leaving your brochures up at the front counter, they actually will probably say, oh, listen, hey, there's this micro school. I met this lady. She's got an incredible program, fascinating. You should really check into it. Or it's just always there in the back of their mind because they have an opportunity to not only promote you, they can get paid, and you did something so nice for them. You promoted them in some capacity yourself, whether it be on your Facebook page, whether it be taking their brochures or their flyers or their business cards and placing them somewhere. I know this will bless you if you take advantage of it. So there's a great, fun-filled tip for you to get out into your community, pay back, pay it forward, but also reap the benefits as well and create a partnership with families and with people in your community, other small business owners. I can't wait to see if you do this. And if you do, by golly, you better put it in the Facebook group. You better do it. We want to hear about it. So head over to Teacher Let Your Light Shine Micro School Community. We want to see what you are doing and try it. I can't wait to hear how it goes.
Hey, teacher friend. Thanks so much for listening to today's show. I pray it inspired you, touched you, or challenged you in some way, because we are making big shifts and using our teaching gifts for God's glory like never before. I'm so grateful for you. The number one way you can support this show is to leave a written review on Apple Podcasts, and also share this with another teacher. Come join me in the Virtual Teachers Lounge, known as the Teacher Let Your Light Shine Facebook group. Until next time, keep shining your teacher light. The world needs you.